No, 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 no. Let's not start with that. Let's start with that. 2026. Yeah. This is my summary of what I made in 2025. And it was 3 projects. This dress, this skirt. There's videos of that, by the way. If you want to watch it, you can. No pressure. No pressure at all. Also, this skirt, which doesn't have a video because I couldn't be bothered at this point. Just made it right at the end of 2025. It's kind of poorly constructed, and I had a vision of how I want to wear it. But I wanted to make it originally. It was supposed to be in the fall. Didn't happen that way. And one extra little, not really a project, but let's just say 3.5 projects this year. This thing. What is this thing? Good question. Ever since I started to sew, I wanted to make a corset top dress. And there's a pattern for it in one of the British style magazines that I have from the last year that they were available in my area. Now they're no longer available in my area. So does that make them valuable? Can I sell them for big money? No? Okay, never mind. Anyway, this is based on one of the patterns in the last British style magazine that I could get my hands on. Probably the last one I can ever get my hands on. What I did was make it in this knit fabric that I purchased in 2020 because they didn't have it in my size. Because of course they didn't have it in my size. Why would they have corset tops in my size? They decided that corset tops only go up to 42 and my size is 44. So there you go. I can probably use their pattern and try to grade it up, but I don't know. I don't want to do that. That sounds like a hassle. For someone who does sewing for a hobby, I don't seem to be enjoying it as much as I should. Just an observation. This is also a good indication of how the pattern would have looked on me if it were in my size, because this fits perfectly, but it is incredibly low cut, which is one of the problems I had with my first project for this year, which was this dress. I did wear it more than 3 times. So as far as I'm concerned, it's not a failure. It is a success. But I didn't really reach for it that much because it's kind of low cut. So I can't wear it in the summer because it's too revealing and the only place I go to is work when I have jobs. No, 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 no. Let's not start with that. Let's start with that, okay? 2025 will be remembered by me as the year where I had 3 jobs. Not because I was trying to make ends meet, but because I kept quitting. Now, I'm not a quitter. In most of my life, I probably stayed too long in places I should have left. This year was all about, let's just leave because this is gonna get better. So I guess that's a lesson you need to learn. And I learned it 3 times because sometimes you're that stupid and you need to get a second chance or a third chance because you just don't get it. Anyway, I had 3 jobs. First job, found it in the month that shall not be named because I can't pronounce it. I quit after 3 months. And the second job, even less time than 3 months passed before I quit because it was worse. The third time, I found another job before I quit. So I had a backup plan and I gave myself a little time off because you know what? I deserve that. I hope this one is a keeper, and I challenge myself to stay employed in the same place for at least a year. That is my challenge for this year. Another challenge for this year is the attitude of let's see what happens, because I can't really count on my plans going the way that I want them to. I can't really control the circumstances or the situation or anything. So what I'm going to do is make a plan because I really like making plans. No one can stop me. I'm just going to do that. But I'm not going to stick to them no matter what. No, this has to be this. This has to happen this way. No, I'm going to make a plan and I'm going to start going in a direction and I'm going to see what happens. That's not going to work. I'm going to quit that in 2 months. Tops. Can't see myself sticking to that plan. But let's see what happens. So these are my projects for this year. And I know it sounds like it's not a lot because it's not. Let's back up. The second skirt that I made was the success project of the year. That was like the most successful project this year because I reached for it so much. In the summer, I just wore it all the time. And I even wore it in the winter a little bit because it's not very, very cold here in the winter. So with the pair of tights and the coat, you'll be fine. So what I wanted to say is my problem with sewing channels. I love sewing channels. I watch a lot of sewing channels. I'm not going to give you names because there's just too many. I watch a lot of sewing channels because I love seeing people sew and it relaxes me and it's fun. But I can't believe that they wear everything they make. That just doesn't make any sense. You have one body and 5 days of this is 5 days of work, right? A week. And you got a weekend of 2 days where you mostly do laundry and feel exhausted and wonder, is this my life? That's what I have anyway. So most of the places I go to are work and the supermarket. I also do a walk outside when the weather allows it. Right now it's winter, so sometimes it's raining and I can't walk outside. But when I can, I do that. And that's also me being outside. But that's basically where I go. And I socialize like twice a year on a super social year. A lot of those sewing channel personalities, a lot of those sewists, a lot of those seamstresses, a lot of those dressmakers work from home. That is their job. So they don't even get like the 5 days where I have to go outside and look like a person and wear clothes, right? They don't even get that. They work from home. I remember working from home. I used to work from home 2 days a week back in, I think it was 2022 to 2024. And when it was summer, I didn't wear pants. So I don't buy that they wear clothes just to sit around the house and do work. No. You don't wear pants. Thank you. So I don't get it. I don't get the whole, let's make 7 projects. Let's make 10 projects. I made 12 projects this year. You don't wear that. I don't buy that you wear that. Unless you're like, there are costumes and stuff like that. Great. Nobody's supposed to wear that for going to the grocery store. I haven't seen anyone at the grocery store wear that type of clothing. But maybe that's just my area. Maybe in other areas of the world, people do that. I don't care. Do what you want. Knock yourself out. But don't tell me you made 12 dresses and you wear them all. No, I don't buy that. You have one body, okay? So I'm not going to make 12 projects. That's not going to happen. Also, it's not going to happen because I'm super slow, like I mentioned. So if I make 3 projects or 4 or 5 projects a year, that's a busy year that I did a lot in. Other than that, I love those channels. Those are the best channels. And I watch them all the time. But you don't wear the clothes. You can't possibly. Who leaves the house that much? Those are not dresses to wear around the house. You know what I wear around the house? Leggings. So here's my plan for 2026. And I'm wearing the same outfit I wore, including the necklace, for my 2022 year plan. And after that video, I think I quit for like 2 years. So I'm doing this again to do it right this time and not quit. Let's see what happens. That's the theme of this year. My plan is as follows. First, I'm going to take this thing because it's very, very low cut. I'm going to add lace that I bought a million years ago for a different project. And I'm going to add it to I say neckline, but it's nowhere near the neck, the décolletage, this area over here. And I'm going to add sleeves that I'm going to copy from a dress that I already have that has flutter sleeves. And I'm going to try and make it work. And I'm going to wear these 2 together for the yearly socializing event, because that's it. That's it. I go out once a year and then I'm so tired. See you next year. That's just how it is. Just don't have what it takes to be alive at this point. So it's going to be 3 projects because that's the magic number for me. The second project is going to be a 2-for-1 because it's going to be one of those things that I already did several times in the past where it's a top and a skirt and they're made from the same fabric. So when you wear them together, you look like a dress. And you can also wear them separately. And then you got 3 items of clothing, but you only made 2 items of clothing. And I like that. That's the plan for now. It's small and I think I can do it. And I'm going to try to do that. Another thing that I am doing currently is I am trying to understand what is missing in my wardrobe so that I can have ideas about how to use all the fabric that I bought back in the days when I used to buy fabric. Because why did I buy it in the first place if I wasn't going to make anything of it, right? Yeah. So how am I going to do that? So another thing I started to do in order to understand what is missing in my wardrobe and know what I should be making with the stash of fabrics that I have in my closet, I am going to draw myself in my outfits every day until the end of the year and understand, what do I wear most? What do I need? What is missing? What are the outfits that I keep wearing again and again? Maybe I could make something similar so I'll have more variety. Maybe I'm missing some interest, some color, just to get an idea of what I'm wearing, how I would like to change that, if I want to change that. Maybe I'm just going to look back and be like, oh, I look really good this entire time. I don't need anything. I have it all. Maybe that will be my answer. But if I find out that I wear this top a lot and it's kind of old, maybe it's going to retire soon. Got some of those clothes. This thing is going to retire soon. It's got a hole here, but they don't make this type of hoodie where I got this from. So it's hard for me to say goodbye. I don't like to throw away clothes, and I make clothes. So that is a hoarder situation. And another part of my plan for this year is there are a lot of clothes that I have that need to be mended. So for every outfit I make, I need to fix at least one item of clothing. This way, you get more use out of your clothes. That's kind of the point here. So this is the plan. And now we see what happens. Such a good theme, isn't it? I think so. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble for however long this takes. And join me next time on Unpaid Vacation, where I do things to try and remain sane. And I'm not very successful at it. Thank you. Bye.